George Edward Spears III here. Just want to thank everybody again for getting me as far as I am. Thanks to Sony, to Iconic Casting, to 51 Minds, to everybody who's supported me so far. Really means a lot. This video is supposed to be about what I do in my everyday life other than video games. But to be honest with you, video games affect absolutely everything I do in my life. So there's really not that much different to show you. I work and I sell video games. I go to a GameStop and I play video games afterwards. I go over to friends' houses and help them out with video games or help them set out their video game consoles. I go online, I talk about video games. I am also deeply involved in movies, and I want to get into some writing as well. I've created multiple stories for books, movies, video games, webcomics, little short stories, poems, but I've never put anything out there on the internet because I've been so paranoid about plagiarism. This is actually the first step I've ever taken to get my stuff out there, essentially. Anyone who knows me will tell you that I pretty much go above and beyond to help out others, and I don't help myself that much. Well, that all changes now. The reason I entered this competition, other than obviously to work in the gaming industry, which is my lifelong dream, is to prove to everyone out there, all the naysayers, what I can do when I put my mind to it. Because I really can achieve quite a bit when I want to. Okay, now I need to talk to you guys about something really serious. I've actually watched the vast majority of the competitors' videos on the site because I wanted to make sure that I didn't plagiarize anybody and say something that they said. Why has nobody mentioned anything to do with camera angles or controls when testing video games? In my honest opinion, those are two of the single most important factors to look for when you're testing a game. It doesn't matter how great your story is or how detailed your character animations, environments are, how great your gameplay is. If the game is unplayable, if your controls aren't accessible to multiple types of people, nobody's going to be able to experience the great story that you made, that you put all that time and money into. And if you have an intense cinema or a really action-packed moment in a video game and your camera gets stuck somewhere in a corner, it'll take away from the immersion. It'll completely draw you out of the experience. So any review that I've read, God, I can't tell you how many reviews I've read where people have been just giving glowing praise to the game over and over and over again, and then they start to talk about either controls or camera angles, and the review falls apart. Gets like an above average or a good score, but an otherwise what would have been a perfect game gets an average rating because the controls are inaccessible, or because the camera angle messes up in specific moments, or you can't see where you're going. Before I go, though, I think there was one other guy here that wanted to say something. I don't know why. Just give him a sec. Boo! Guess who? That's right, it's Gamerman. Shiranai has tasked me with the responsibility to tell you why you want us on the show. Every single gamer out there has had parents, relatives, and teachers that have told them two things. Video games cause people to be violent. Video games will rot your brain. I want to prove to the world at large firsthand that they are dead wrong. I don't care what degrees you have. I don't care what research you've done. I and many others like me are living, breathing examples that playing video games do not make you a violent person, and that they can teach you many positive things in life. Here are just a few examples. RPGs will teach you basic math without you even knowing it, as well as they teach you a lot of patience. They'll inspire great creativity. Fighting games teach real-life timing and memorization through different blocks and combos. First-person shooters improve your hand-eye coordination, reflexes, and split-second decision-making abilities. I could go on forever, but I have to keep this short. Vote Shiranai for Tester Season 2, and let's prove all the naysayers wrong firsthand.